it's also the return of the letters, because I went through the comments and the letters,
and people were
very upset that I decided to retire Cowboy Brew and Ryan and Brian, Dawn, and Dawn Sr. because I thought the bit was getting tired. And finally, after I went through all the comments, I found one that supported me. But there were a lot. It's from Winsterium 4083. Removing Cowboy Brew is good for team chemistry. He's also arguing with the other commenters. The joke was hilarious, but has run its course, and it was becoming low-hanging fruit. This team is so creative, they'll find new running bits. Thanks for keeping the show fresh, guys. It's exactly what I was...
That's real?
See...
That's you, right?
We don't have a lot of bits.
You know what? I don't mind that Cowboy Brew. Because that belly y'all put on me was completely unrealistic. So, all right, here we go. Number 3, Nick, Patrick Mahomes.
Wow. Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. Now, look, Patrick, I didn't want you to play this week. I really don't want you to play. But you know that I respect your valor and your toughness. All right, because you're old school. And while Wildes and Nick might frown on that, I like it. If you can play, go out there and play. You're showing your toughness, so good for you. But you are really under duress, like for a few reasons. One, if, God forbid, you get hurt or worsen the injury, you know the second guessers will be out there. Oh, he never should have played. We told him Andy Reid and the front office should have sat him down and protected him from himself. But also, if you get hurt worse and you can still play, it could limit your effectiveness. Secondly, your offensive line obviously is leaky, but you also are facing a tough pass rush in Houston with Danielle Hunter and Willie Anderson Jr. They're second in the league in sacks, and now Tim Settle. Tim Settle is like a machine. He's coming for you. So here's the thing, Patrick. I believe in you. And go out there and punch, Greg, I'm sorry, but punch these boys in the mouth, all right? They're talking Settle. What's Settle doing running his mouth? He started 14 games in his career. All right, I'm just saying, why is he running his mouth?
Segment.
All right, and then C.J. Stroud. This is C.J.'s first game against you, and Nick's made this point. You have beaten all of the other contenders, I guess, quarterback-wise, in the AFC. Lamar and Herbert and Josh and Burrow. All of them now have to have in the back of their mind, can I beat this guy?
I don't.
And C.J. doesn't. But if you got to send the message now, so put it in his mind by winning this game. Okay. So, Patrick, you know I believe in you. All right, at number 2, Michael Penix Jr., Wildes guy. You not calling him your guy?
Yeah,
You've been calling for him to start. This is what you've been waiting for, Mike. And I know, look, you've been a good soldier. You carried the clipboard while you had to watch Jaden and Caleb and Drake and Bo do their thing. And for the most part, this rookie class has played well at quarterback for the most part. So now it is your turn. And look, the Falcons have set you up for success. I'm going to keep it real. You're playing the freaking Giants, one of the worst teams in the league that probably is thinking more about Cancun than you. So that's good for you. Go out there and get it done. Secondly, you got weapons. Drake London, you got 2 really, good running backs in Robinson and Algier. You got some talent around you to go out there and get it done. And look, you're ready for this, Penix. You are 24 years old. You're older than the aforementioned C.J. Stroud, all right? You played bits of 6 years in college, 6 years. All right, so you are ready to go out there and cook. You still are in the playoff race. If you could lead this team to the playoffs, man, your career could be on the rise, my man. So I do believe in you, Michael Penix. All right, at number 1, I'm giving major motivation and inspiration to my man Lamar Jackson. All right, I don't want to make this game bigger than it already is, because some people on this set think that when the games are big, you go for the throat. They think you go for the just ain't everybody has a bad game here and there. It just happens to be against the Steelers or in the playoffs. But go ahead and get it done, my man.
I love that.
Put it to rest. Put it to rest, Lamar. Go out there and get this win. I like that you're going to have your crowd with you at home and send a message to the Steelers. And you also could win the division, which would be good for you in the playoffs. You get that first game at home. So go out there, Lamar. Continue what has been your greatest season in a thus far great career. You know I believe in you.
Great Butler.
Just like CJ said earlier, I'm standing on business with my CJ Stroud and these Houston Texans.
You're getting more confident.
You almost made me mad in that segment. What? I thought it was motivational, and you attacked the Houston Texans.
A little bit.
You clearly attacked them.
How?
I don't know if you felt
Talking about go out there and punch those boys. Like that was
trying to motivate
a little bit aggressive. And yes, CJ is the only standing quarterback that hasn't faced that guy. And all the other guys, if we can put up their great graphic, look at that. Look at those faces. Man. Those are the faces of guys who have suffered at the hands of Patrick Mahomes.
CJ's never
the
lost.
one on the right, CJ, you a loner, man. You a loner. Remain on this side. There will be a psychological advantage if you can get this done. And if we can put up their schedule. If you get this done against Patrick Mahomes, do you see this resume that you're building? And people at this desk act as though you guys are just some walk in the park for anybody. Like you're 9-5, just like the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the Ravens. And guess who you got next week? If you'd already knocked off Buffalo and the great Josh Allen, and you get it done this week, like Tim said, and get after Patty Mahomes and that offensive line, you would have knocked off Pat. And then next week, you got Lamar. You walking in the playoffs looking and feeling real good, but you have to play well. This is not really about everybody else. You want to get the win, but CJ, you need to be better. If your team is going to be and do what I think you're capable of, you have to play better, stand on business, and get it done this week.
Right. I mean, that's nice fiction. I mean, they gonna go into the playoffs having beaten Buffalo, Kansas City, and Baltimore. If they do that, then I'll think differently about the Texans. We'll see.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
You've gotten a lot done.
I like that you are riding because you've been sad about your team for most of the year.
No,
you are riding hard for them
there.
now. I like that.
We got the same record as your low lead.
Yeah, but your guy hasn't played well. My guy has.
It's a team game.
It's time now, whether you like it or not, for the Sports Media Ombudsman.
Thank you, Wildes. I didn't even have to ask for it today. So many candidates this week.
No.
My goodness.
There's always a lot.
I mean,
I can't wait to see.
So if you asked me 3 days ago, I would have said, oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to talk about all these guys, sports TV and sports Twitter, that have Travis Hunter's best interests at heart. And the way they're showing that is by publicly attacking his relationship because they want what's best for him. It's not to get clicks or attention. It's because they're worried for the young man.
Yes.
And the best way, I thought I was going to do that.
That would be, those critics would be worthy targets.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah. And then I was like, oh no, I got something else to do. I was like, we've got a real Aaron Rodgers brouhaha between Ryan Clark and Pat McAfee and that whole internecine war. And I didn't really want to attack Pat and crew too much because I want to give them immense credit for finding the ability to still laugh and pretend they find it interesting every time Aaron says, tell me your back status before you criticize me, as if he hasn't said that 11 times. So I thought I was going to do that. But then, Brew, I thought, you know what, this is the Bud list. It's Brew's list, and Brew is a journalist. And sports journalism demands I discuss this Sacramento State story. If people don't know, here's the background. Adam Schefter reported that Michael Vick might be the new head coach at Sacramento State, and they have $50 million in NIL. And if that strikes you as odd, because Michael Vick is actually going to be the next head coach at Norfolk State, and Ohio State only has $20 million in NIL, it's because it's just not true. The $50 million's like a goal if they get in the Pac-12 and they're trying to get a stadium, and Vic's going to coach somewhere else. So then, parachutes in from his perch in Green Bay, Doug Gottlieb, who's like, not true. Shefty gets very mad and goes scorched earth, and now all of a sudden, watching ESPN last night, and I see on the bottom line, the ticker,
Yeah.
Gottlieb, Green Bay lose 8th straight. I'm like, I don't think that would have been news 4 days ago. I feel like maybe we're targeting this guy. And listen, I get it. Everyone loves Shefty, myself included. Nobody really likes Doug, myself included. I get it.
Wow.
Doug,
I like Doug.
I haven't talked to Doug in 2.5 years. We had a personal falling out. But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
What matters is this. Accuracy must trump popularity. Even if the not popular, kind of annoying guy says something, but he's right, everyone can't then just be like, well, but the other guy, I like him more, so we'll pretend he's right.
It's the secret sauce of our show.
Exactly right. Thank you. So, here I am having, again, it's a hard job, sports media ombudsman.
Yeah.
Caping for Doug Gottlieb on this show, but I will. He was right, Shefty was wrong, and now everyone's killing Doug. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
Real journalism.
It's real journalism.
That was a great job, right?
That was good. That was
was really
actually,
good.
my journalism chops loved that.
Thank you, bro.
Great. How much money does Sacramento State have in NIL?
Well, not 50 million.
Not 50.
Not 50.
That was-
Just betting the under.
Now, listen, the Sacramento Bee says the new goal is 75 million, but it's all,
75?
Yeah,
What?
it's
Are
all
you serious?
predicated on them getting into the Pac-12. If they get in, we're going to come through with the checks. There's a lot of things going on. It's, again, maybe not the most buttoned up story of the year.
Also, if I was a librarian at Sacramento State, like, whoa! Some new desks.
75.
Wi-Fi's a little funky. 75 million. Okay, I've got a little dabble in sports media because I'm putting my guy Gerard Mayo on the bud list. Combo platter for Gerard. Mayo needs a plan for Josh Allen, who we're playing this weekend, and the media, both formidable opponents. Okay. First up, Josh Allen. How's he doing against the Patriots? He's on an insane heater right now, averaging 30 points in the last, 7 games, Josh? Well, he's been doing it against the Patriots for the last 6 games, 8 straight. He's just been crushing the Patriots. That goes back to the Belichick era and Mac Jones era, obviously. Okay, so here's the plan. Win or lose, we need a plan for the post-game press conference. Jerod Mayo has made a few maybe odd decisions during the games, but not that many. No one's grinding the all-22 and like, oh, this guy's out of position. Yeah, we get some penalties. It is what it is. Yeah, we could have done a Hail Mary or field. Who cares? He's getting killed for how he's treating the press conference because he says one thing and then he immediately walks it back, which is never a good idea. Here's a quick sample, and it started before the season, Greg. He said, hey, we got some cash to burn. Everyone's like, you do? He's like, you know, we don't have to spend it all in 1 year. I didn't really mean that. We're actually, saving it for next year in T. Higgins. So he walked that one back. No big deal. That's Elliott Wolf's thing. Okay, next time. Remember this? Who's going to start? He said, well, the guy who plays the best is going to start, and Drake May has been playing great. So why is Jacoby starting? He's like, I didn't mean that Drake May's out playing Jacoby. You should have just said, Jacoby start, and we're going to save Drake. There's no reason to walk it back.
Yeah.
I got more, obviously. Remember he called his team soft?
Yeah.
He said, no, I didn't mean the players were soft. We're playing. This is a big disaster. We ended up winning the next game. There's no reason to walk back. Yeah, we played soft. I said it. Deal with it. This one, he's supposed to take a timeout at the end of the game. And you know what he referenced? The Super Bowl. When it was like, yeah, we didn't call a timeout. We watched what was going on. We didn't call a timeout. I think it's the Seahawks Super Bowl he's referencing. And then he's like, walks it back. Don't talk about the Super Bowl. Why not? Why can't we talk about the Super Bowl? I can't talk about the old regime winning the Super Bowl. It's the whole thing. Finally,
This week.
oh, gosh darn it. This week, they say, hey, why don't you run in Drake May? You got a lot of 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. Why don't you run in Drake May? It seems like he can run. He's a big guy. And Gerard Mayo says, you said it, I didn't. And everyone's like, what? And then, obviously, the next day, he's like, you know what? That was a defensive response. I shouldn't have said that. Here's the thing. Don't apologize. Stop it, okay? We're probably going to lose to the Bills. That's fine. Everybody loses to the Bills. Mahomes lost to the Bills. The Lions lost to the Bills. No big deal if the Patriots lose to the Bills. So here's what you do. I found it, okay? I did some research. When Bill Belichick lost to the Bills, here's what he said, verbatim. I thought our guys really hung in there and battled. Hello! Just talk about battling. That's all you got to talk about. If you win, you can say whatever. That's what happens when you battle. That's what happens. If you lose, we're in there battling. Hey, what about the penalties? That's what happens when you battle. Hey, you missed a field goal. You know what? We got good field position. We just continue to battle. Oh, the quarterback threw 3 interceptions. Hey, man, he's making plays. He's trying to battle. Battle, battle, battle. That's the only thing you need to say. And then the next day, no one's going to be like, hey, man, do you want to take back that battle comment? No. Just talk about battling. Win or lose. Gerard Mayo.
Well done, Wow.
You
gave your man good advice.
Foolproof. Just talk about battling. And then it's also for your own job security. Ooh, people write, oh, Patriots battle for Jerod Mayo. I'm telling you, man, I know what's going on.
Drew, I got to say, your 3 submissions, media ombudsman and that, everything but the CJ Stroud nonsense. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.